He always wanted to help people.
Friends and family are remembering the life of late Moses Lake firefighter Andrew Deering and pushing to end the stigma around discussing trauma and mental health.
Plus, a former police officer has been recharged in the murder of a Spokane woman's death from 1986. We have new details about his charges.
The first day of fall is tomorrow, and the fall-like weather is arriving right on cue with widespread rainfall for the inland Northwest.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us here. I'm Regina On.
Welcome to KREM 2 News at 11. I'm Mark Hanrahan. The friends and family of a Moses Lake firefighter are speaking out about mental health issues faced by first responders. Andrew Deering, a firefighter of 20 years, died by suicide earlier this month. And his wife says there is a stigma around trauma that needs to be removed. She and some of Deering's close friends spoke with our Casey Decker tonight.
He was a great person. He loved deeply. He cared for others. He struggled with his emotions inside, but he still loved everybody around him. And there was nothing that he would not have done for our family.
When loved ones describe Andrew Deering, they describe the way he gave himself up for others.
An all-around great guy, good heart, selfless, kind, just giving. He always wanted to help people.
Probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Real soft-spoken, quiet guy. A guy that would help everybody out.
He worked as a firefighter in Moses Lake for decades, a job he cared about deeply.
He wanted to leave a legacy, you know. It was always about helping people. He loved to help people, and he kind of gave his life for that.
But it also took a toll on him.
The things that they see on a day-to-day basis where it's a lot. And oftentimes the fire service, the bravado of, macho-ness, they tend to not want to talk about the things that they see.
Deering died of suicide over Labor Day weekend. And his wife, Tassia, who also worked for the fire department, says even that simple fact was hard for people like Andrew's coworkers to confront.
They didn't want to talk about it. It was like all the air sucked out of the room, and we're just going to pivot to another topic because that's really uncomfortable and we don't want to talk about it.
She encouraged folks to confront it in her eulogy to her husband. Andrew committed suicide, she said. He didn't fall from a balcony. He wasn't in a climbing accident. He hadn't been hit by a car while rendering aid. He ended his life to end the pain and torture he had been suffering through for years. In order to prevent first responders like Andrew from suffering the way he did, Tassia wants to normalize conversation about the trauma they experience.
That's the things that help us to process what we've gone through. And instead, they just lock it inside, compartmentalize it, shove it down, and that's why we wind up with these mental health issues.
In her eulogy, she said, "This has to stop. There needs to be mental shift, a change in our culture. If today I can open the eyes of one spouse or first responder, then my Andrew's death will be given meaning." Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
If you or anyone you know may be having suicidal thoughts, or you are encouraged rather to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is free and confidential. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That number is right there at the bottom of your screen. Time now for some of your other top headlines tonight. A former PASCO police officer being recharged in connection to the murder of a Spokane woman back in 1986. A warning to viewers, too. Details in this story may be disturbing to some. Richard Aguirre is charged with first-degree murder in connection to the murder of 27-year-old Ruby Doss. He was previously charged with her murder back in 2015, but that case was dismissed in 2017 due to a lack of evidence. Police say his DNA matched evidence at the crime scene. According to court documents, Doss suffered blunt force trauma to her head and her neck, and she died of strangulation. At the time, Doss was supporting herself and her boyfriend through prostitution, and investigators believe she had a sexual encounter with Aguirre and an altercation ensued. Aguirre is scheduled to be arraigned on the new murder charges in Superior Court next Wednesday.
The House just unanimously approved Savannah's Act today, and that bill, backed by Representative Dan Newhouse, would require the Department of Justice to develop protocols to address the issue of missing and murdered Native Americans. That includes providing training to law enforcement on how to record tribal enrollment for victims in federal databases. The bill now will head to President Trump's desk to be signed.
A Washington State Superior Court judge ruled in favor of Planned Parenthood by granting a preliminary injunction against an anti-abortion group. Legal Voice brought a suit against the church at Planned Parenthood back in June on behalf of Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho. Planned Parenthood claims the church at Planned Parenthood's loud demonstrations outside their facilities are interfering with patient care and violate state and local laws against excessive noise outside healthcare facilities.
Mayor Nadine Woodward has ordered flags at all city facilities to be lowered in remembrance of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Woodward is also encouraging anyone with a flag outside of their home or business to join in. Governor Jay Inslee also issued a directive that state and U.S. flags at all Washington state agency facilities remain lowered. Flags will remain at half-staff until Ginsburg's internment. And tonight, the Moscow City Council unanimously passes an extension of their mask mandate. The vote extends the public health emergency order from Mayor Bill Lambert, and it's been extended until January 5th of 2021. And that face mask mandate began July 2nd after a significant increase in coronavirus cases there. Mayor Lambert said that when they surveyed the town, they found that 90% of people were wearing masks when out in public. There was about an hour of public comment and council member comments for and against this mandate.
All right, let's talk weather now. Today was the last day of summer and it was pretty nice. Blue skies, good air quality all around, just a pretty warm day. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us on the Outdoor Weather Center tonight. And Thomas, some rain though is heading our way.
Yeah, and not just a little bit of rain or rain for some but not others. This is going to be a widespread rain later on in the week. Yeah, so it is going to be very much a fall weather system. Of course, tomorrow being the first day of fall, and we'll see some much more widespread rain in the coming days. Just some cloud cover out there for this evening. So, yeah, fall starts tomorrow, 6:31 a.m. That's the autumnal equinox, if you will, marking the official beginning of the fall season. But the weather is going to quickly follow suit. Tomorrow, another awesome day on tap as we start out with a little bit of cloud cover in the morning hours. We'll get into the mid-70s in the afternoon, but plenty of sunshine out there. And honestly, it just feels great to be in the Outdoor Weather Center again, especially after last week. But here's our big weather headline later on in the week, the second half of the week. Huge weather system over the North Pacific going to start to rotate into the Pacific Northwest in the coming days. So coming up, I'm going to time out that weather system, let you know when it will start raining and really how much rain we do have in the forecast throughout the course of this week.
All right, Thomas, and I've learned rain is a very good thing. Thanks so much. Well, after being delayed a week, Meade School District had their first day of school today.
But I got to tell you, we're ready. We're ready. I feel comfortable and confident myself, and we're ready to get this thing going.
Meade School District parents were given the option to do online learning if they wanted to, and district-wide kindergarten through 5th grade students are learning in person every day. Middle and high school students are using a hybrid model with in-person and online learning. There are also physical changes at schools as well, including spaced-out desks and seats. Coeur d'Alene Public Schools will not be changing to all in-person classes just yet. In a special meeting today, board members met with Panhandle Health District and Kootenai Health to discuss some COVID-19 data. And due to the increasing coronavirus cases in Kootenai County, the board decided to remain in the orange category. Right now, students spend 2 days in the classroom and 3 days online.
Still ahead tonight, the death of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has triggered a political battle over who should choose her replacement. We have the latest coming out of the White House coming up after the break.